Okay, guys, grab a cup of coffee, gonna tell you a story. I gotta hope this ends well for me. Yes, baby, everybody hears you, princess. I love Loki. We know that. When we talk about the dreaded G word that I don't like, I'm very happy I'm with him. But every once in a while, he's gonna do something that you're not gonna want to be with him. What do you do? Well, you know how he got the six tails, right? And I did that magical thing with the checkbook where you go, okay, I just won't be getting this, this, and this month, right? Got bills paid, got food on the table. Okay. We were looking at getting possibly 3 paychecks this month. Possibly. I explained to Loki, because sometimes it's like explaining to a child. I've never seen a god worse with finances. Potential doesn't mean actuality. Potentially could have got 3 paychecks this month. Potentially. Writing check did not come in. I said that it's been over a year now, let's face it, we're not getting a writing check ever again. That ship has sailed, my friend, and that used to be a really nice booster at the end of the year, but it did not come in. Thank you, patrons. That paycheck came in. Well, YouTube announced the happy news that I won't know until the 10th or the 11th, but we may very well not be seeing a YouTube paycheck this month. And that'll make it like most months, but I was like, what? You told me I was getting a paycheck. Oh yeah, we lost, a couple, memberships, and there's I can't go back in time now and put that money there. It's just not there. They give the people back their money, and they tell me, guess what? Try better next month. Thank you. And Loki had been depending on that paycheck when he got his second set of tails, and now it looks like the paycheck's not coming. And at least the Patreon's coming in. But I was incredibly angry. And add on top of this, that poor Bastet, she's been such a darling. She's been such a dear. She's been coming forward. She's been coming forward. She was the one that talked to me because I just wasn't talking to Loki for a while today. And she is a love goddess, marriage goddess, everything else. And I said, what are we going to do? And the only thing she wanted in the world, she asked me if she could have a green pom-pom, a green rabbit fur pom-pom meant for a cat. I know some people wouldn't do it, but I've known her for decades, and I've always offered her cat-themed stuff, and she's always accepted it with good humor and delight, like catnip and, cat toys and stuff like that. I would give them to her to bless, and now that I can't have kitties because of allergies and can't afford them, she still gets stuff, and she asked me if she could get a dark green rabbit pom-pom. I looked on Amazon, eBay, other places, could not find them. The only pom-pom packs I could find, I just couldn't afford at the moment. I'd gotten a $5, worked my tail off to get a $5 Amazon gift card to try to take off some of that money off the tails because I was like, we're not getting a paycheck this month. And I was too late. They shipped. They lost them. They found them. They're coming tomorrow. And I felt so bad about not being able to get her, that pom-pom. That's all she wanted. And I just could not get it for her. And that made me a little mad at Loki too, because I'm like, you're tying up all the money in the house. He's not doing it on purpose. I understand that he's like a child, but, well, I wasn't talking to him for a while. Fox videos tumble out of nowhere, especially cute little fox cubs going, because, he knew how angry I was. And I started looking up stuff, and eventually I'm watching these Reddit things about being married and stuff, and I said, I tried to ask you to please wait. I know you were excited. I know you wanted this, but baby, this is why we shouldn't have done it, last month, because now we don't know if we're getting paid this month. I won't know until like the 10th to the 12th, and then you still don't get paid until almost the end of the month. And I said, baby, I don't know if we got this money coming in. And he said he knows he really messed up. He's going to try to do something. And I said, please don't help. You've already helped enough. And I know he's upset. I know he feels bad. He's like a child. He's like a child. I can't tell you enough, guys, that if you don't have the money in your hand right this instant, when he asks for stuff, get used to saying no. Because he sees that, and then he sees that, and then he sees that. He did the least the thing he did, that at least he did, not the least, the thing he did at least, he gave up pizza, he gave up fast food, he gave up video games. So we're not, as badly off as we could have been. But even last night he was like, "Oh, hey, when X, Y, and Z comes in, can I get like a couple more foxes? Because, foxes." I'm like, how about me getting to pick out something because I'd seen a coyote? But um there are gonna be times when you're gonna be really mad because he's gonna do something like this, and you're gonna be like, Loki, we got bills to pay and food to put on the table. I'm sick of Raymond. So what are you gonna do during times like that? Well, understand that that's his divine nature. He acts and then he thinks about it. He acts and then he thinks about it. He usually tries to be really good and supportive, especially if it's that dreaded G word thing. He really does. He usually, can be amused with anything from a leaf to a bottle cap to anything at all. He's content with Raymond, thank the gods, but then he goes on some kind of, with me once a year, he goes on a spending spree. I should have put my foot down, I know that, but I didn't. And what do you do when you're really mad at him and the money's gone and he has his newest gewgaws? Try to remember it's his divine nature, and that, when you have to be the one to purchase stuff, he's never once stolen any of my stuff and gone out and purchased stuff himself. I've never seen him once walk through the door with a bundle of packages going, "You don't see this." He's never once did that. Own up to your part. I have to own up to my part. I purchased this. I let him sweet talk me into it. It's halfway my fault. Now, a god has a lot more sway over human than a human has over god, but it's half my fault. And two, realize that things will probably be okay. I know they don't seem like it at the moment, because when I realized we weren't probably not getting a paycheck this month, I was like really upset with him, and I was like, I chose the wrong brother. Can I still beg Odin to come back? Because at least he wasn't this bad with money. He would ask for stuff, but he very well knew his dollars and the cents. Where Loki, it's like, I don't think I could teach him numbers. I love him. He has a god level intelligence, but there are times I worry about that boy. I got, back here. He said humans used to be a lot easier when you traded shells for pretty baubles. Anyhow, and I'm spitting on the mic, it's wonderful. Anyhow, there are gonna be times he's gonna do that. There are gonna be times when it feels like he's leaving you in the lurch. He doesn't care. He cares now. He's scared because he thinks he's gonna get kicked out. And I was truly thinking of having a Norse-free household for a while. And I said to Bessette, I said, I'm so hot and angry right now. I am not in the mood to play music and light incense and dance around with foxtails tomorrow. I don't see this in our future. She goes, I know. I said, why does he always do this? He is so irresponsible, blah, blah, blah. I went off for like 45 minutes. And she's like, well, he's irresponsible at times. You knew this when you chose him. I said, yeah, probably did. But I said, one, I didn't really know he was Loki at the time when I chose him. Two, now that I know, I said, it still doesn't make it, any more fun when he goes off and does this. So I have told him he owes me. I said, babe, you got to figure out a way to make this work. And I said, we have gone out without pizza for months and everything, and I don't mind sacrificing for him. We have pizza kits, but my pizza really sucks, and we all know it. My pizza is bad. Okay, guys, my pizza is just bad. I cannot make that nice soft crust in my oven, and my teeth aren't the best. And I'm like, I'm really not looking forward to eating any more of my own pizza. Like, if I could just make the crust softer or something, but and I'm Italian too, so I'm like, we haven't had delivery for months. We haven't had takeout for months. We haven't had that for years and years and years, but we haven't had, um, up at the DQ and that for forever. I haven't gone out to shop for extra groceries like eggs and that. And it just all came to a head today. He's gonna do it. Take some time off from each other. Take some time off for each other. He will probably be following you around, frantically trying to make up and be friends because he knows how angry you are. You as a human, you do have a lot of power. You can say, okay, this is one time too many. We need to be apart for a while. And he has been dropping fox cubs out of the sky, trying to make me smile and trying to make me love him again. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. These are gonna be your babies, but your babies are expensive, baby. So, spend some time apart. sit down and talk it out with him, and talk it out in a way that you don't feel disrespected. I said, I don't want you to think because I'm forgiving you for this that the next time you want something you can go overspend before we have a paycheck again. I said, Loki, we don't have, that kind of room to keep playing this game. And he said, he knows. He knows. He better know. You know, I said, you will, if you really leave me in the lurch, you will be out. Define then what will happen if the behavior continues. And just so you know, he heard you. You don't have to be mean about it, but go, hey, if you keep doing this, I'm going to have to go find another god because you can't keep doing this. Sometimes he needs talked to like that. I love him. I respect him. He's my god. He's my best buddy and friend. He is, he's my god that I worship. But at the same time, there are times you have to say, hey, I get you're impulsive. I get you're excitable, but that wasn't acceptable. You've done this before. He does this about once a year, come to think of it. I said, you can't do it again. You can't. And if he does, then take some separation time. Take some separation time. He is amazing at getting stuff to you when he wants to. He really is. I didn't just say, yell at him and kick him out and hope for a lottery win, but, he is amazing at making stuff move when he wants to. And just tell him, look, you seem to be asking and not doing right now. So, it's okay to take that time off. And it's okay to reflect and talk to your other gods and talk to other Lokeans. Sometimes he goes into this pattern of give, 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 give. Like Loki can do it, Odin can do it. I couldn't handle two of them doing it. So, I'm down to one, but I'm like, you don't get to do it now either, just because he's gone. I hope you didn't think you get to put out your hands and get double portion. So, I love him. I'm happy with him most of the time, but then he does stuff like this, and I'm like, we're not getting a paycheck this month. So, take some time off if you need to. Take some time off, take some stock, do what you can to undo whatever he did, And it would cost me more to send these tails back than it costs for the tails. It's crazy expensive to send stuff back to Amazon, so I'm like, you know what? It's okay. We wouldn't see the money back for weeks or months or anyhow, and I'm like, I'd rather just there won't be any pizza this month. He's not getting his pizza. He's not getting his chickens. I need to cook chicken at home, but he's not getting takeout. No more Halloween candy, all this other stuff. I said, buddy, there's just, if I hand you a $5 bill, you spend it, it's gone. It doesn't magically poof reappear in my hand because you saw something else. He doesn't quite get the concept of money with me. But yeah, it's okay to take time off with him. It's totally okay to tell him when he's done something wrong, especially when it's something serious. If he spent money you don't have, tell him. Tell him. And tell him, what you're going to have to do that month to make up that money, or what you're going to have to do to make up for whatever he broke or, got rid of or whatever else. It's okay to talk to him like that. He is a mature adult, even though he will try to hide behind being cute and adorable when he knows how angry you are. So, it's okay to get angry with him. It's okay to sit down and talk with him and say, you did this, so this is going to happen to us. And since this is going to happen to us, this will happen if this happens again. You don't have to make it a threat. You don't have to call him on the carpet like he's a little kid and he just, ate all the cookies or something. But you should, say this was wrong. And he will usually say something like, yeah, I know I'm impulsive, blah, blah, blah. And say, well, you have to help make this up now. You caused this problem, Loki. You have to fix it. Don't make us go get Thor. You don't just go to Thor and go, I need you to hit him in the head with a hammer till he passes out. Don't do that. But I'm feeling interest of what did he do this time? Do I get to hit him? You don't have to go get Thor for this, but do tell him it's his responsibility based on lore alone. You broke us, you get to fix it. You get to make it better. So it's okay to put him, on timeout, spend time apart, even if you're the dreaded G word. It's okay to spend time apart and think about it and think about the relationship. Write down all the good stuff that has happened and write down all the bad stuff. If you've got a lot more in the good column, keep her. If you got a lot more over here in the bad column, cut him loose. I'll be the person to say that he's not for everyone. I've gone on forever. Metrics show me you guys don't have this attention span, so if you guys I got laughter back there. We get metrics back there like you need to make your videos shorter. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Bye bye.